Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So Nikki here today with a new video, and today's video is going to be something totally different than I normally do. I never do reaction videos to things that go on, in our world, in the public, in the YouTube community, but this has honestly been bothering me since I heard about it, and it bothers me for a number of reasons, which is why I felt so compelled to make this video today. I'm talking about TANA CON. I mean, I'm sure if you're watching this video, if you're anybody on YouTube right now, you have heard what's been going on with TANA CON, all the drama and the whole situation. So this is totally out of the norm for me, like I said, but I just want to give you guys my thoughts, and, for any of you who are like, shut up, who are you, blah, 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 buddy. Yes, I am a small YouTube creator, but I'm also a YouTube viewer. I'm also someone who is very involved in the community. I'm someone who, used to go to these types of like VIP events and things to meet, different artists and musicians. I feel like I have a lot of things that I want to say about this, so I'm going to. So if you want to hear them, cool, and if you don't have to be here. You can leave. If you don't care what I have to say, it's fine. I'm not bothered, honey. If you want to hear my thoughts, my opinions, what I think, who's at fault, then please keep on watching. And if you don't, you can either leave or send this to your enemy, and they'll, lose however many minutes this video ends up being of their life that they can't get back. So, all right, guys, let's get into it. Okay, so I don't even know where to start. All right, so how I guess TANA CON came to be is that Tana was offended. She got her little ego bruised that VidCon did something she didn't like, took her off the featured creators list, banned her from VidCon, whatever. And she decided to create her own convention and call it TANA CON. Okay, now, firstly, everyone who's defending Tana is saying, oh my God, she had good intentions, like, this isn't her fault, she just wanted to make this great. Hello, if you've been paying attention at all, this isn't something that was created out of good intention. Number one, people, the older I get, the more true it becomes that these sayings, maybe your parents say them to you, like the road to hell is paved with good intentions. That saying does not come from nowhere. Okay, so even saying that she had good intentions doesn't mean anything. Good intentions doesn't mean that things can't go south, that things can't go left, that things can't go bad, that there could be a negative outcome. Okay, so that's number one. She was also promoting this as like a free event or a $1 general admission ticket event where if you wanted to buy VIP tickets for more, you could and register to meet your favorite creators, but that this was basically super cheap and super free. Tana, do you want to explain that logic alone? I mean, this is clearly someone who has no idea how the world works, is not thinking about the money and how this is going to be afforded when you're promoting it for free. This is someone who's not thinking about the capacity size. I mean, even if, say, she had looked into what the Marriott Hotel could hold, now she's inviting all these people via Twitter saying, yeah, just roll on in, and not thinking about how she's going to separate the people who paid versus the people who didn't, how she's going to, accommodate these extra people rolling in for free. I mean, clearly, like I said, this is someone who has no idea how the real world works. But number two, hello people, if you've been following this at all from the beginning, this was not an idea born out of good intentions. This was an idea born out of an ego bruise. This was someone who wanted to boost her ego, who wanted to be spiteful and vengeful and outdo VidCon, and that's how this came to be. This wasn't something that she thought of to just be this amazing saint of a person, because if it was, she wouldn't have done it to spite VidCon on the same day as VidCon, right down the road from VidCon, etc., etc. Okay, so let's start there. This was not a good intentioned idea, okay? This came from her wanting to outdo and outshine, and it went left. So that's the number one point I want to make, because I'm sick of people and fellow creators of hers and friends and some of these big influencers and beauty gurus saying, well, I don't think it's Tana's fault because it was well-intentioned, she had good intention. No, she didn't. Okay, stop ass-kissing her. Stop, be objective. I don't care if she's your friend. like James Charles was saying, a friend will call you out when you're in the wrong, okay? And you and all these beauty gurus need to call her out for this idea because it wasn't a good idea, and stop kissing her ass, okay? That's number one. That being said, I also want to mention, like, Tana has completely lost her credibility with fans, with doing events like this. And these influencer friends of hers who aren't speaking the truth and are making excuses and ass kissing and saying it wasn't her fault and they don't think it was bad intention. By you saying that, you are losing credibility with your fans and your audience. At least to me and in my eyes. And when I hear them say that, that's how I feel. Because they're not speaking the truth. They're just sugarcoating, ass kissing, and now you're losing credibility with me. So, James tried to warn her, and she didn't want to listen because all these people around her, like I was just saying, are just a bunch of yes men, and nobody's telling this 19, 20-year-old girl that this is a bad idea. I have watched Shane Dawson's videos regarding his interview with Michael and his interview with Tana, and I don't care if, let's play devil's advocate and say that he knew about this 6 months ahead of time. 6 months is not enough time to plan a big event like this. And I feel like regardless of whether Good Times, took on more than they could chew with Tana, the ultimate blame falls on Tana. And the reason I say that is because Tana's name was associated with this event. It was her event. And let's be real. If this had been a great success, Tana would be taking all the credit. She would be taking all the credit. Everyone would be giving her all the credit. Everyone would be saying, oh my God, Tana did such a good job. Regardless of whether it was Good Times who put it on and Tana had nothing to do with it, they'd still be giving her the credit. But because it didn't go good, people want to say it's just Good Times' fault. And that is ignorant. It's ignorant and it's not how the world works, people. And another reason I wanted to make this video is because I've been leaving comments on all kinds of videos and they're ugly. I mean, honestly, I'm sick of people putting the blame on Good Times and people turning a blind eye and people being biased. I want to talk about this because it blows my mind, and I don't know what's scarier, that people are looking up to Tana or that people are defending her, even after seeing all the footage and things that have come out since the fail of the convention. So that's another point I wanted to make. Quit blaming Good Times, because if Good Times would have made this event successful, which is what they tried to do, because that's the other thing. People are saying that they think Good Times purposely wanted this to fail. Does that make sense? Why would a company that does events want to have an event fail to get their name out there? Do you think anybody's going to want to work with them again after they had a big public event fail? No. So that whole theory to me is just ridiculous. If they had made this a great successful event, Tana would still be taking all the credit, but because it wasn't, now she's going to blame them. And I think that is so immature and scapegoating, and it just really pisses me off. She left it in somebody else's hands. I don't care how many meetings she was at. I mean, the fact that she wasn't looking into things for herself. You can't just hire someone and leave everything completely in their hands. And if you're going to do that, you better have really, really researched them and made sure that they're a credible and qualified company to do whatever or provide whatever service or product that you're hiring them to do. I mean, even in college when we had group projects, I still, once we delegated the different parts to different people, wanted to see everyone else's part before we turned in the completed work, because my name was going on it and I wanted to make sure that it was correct and that I knew what was going into that portion of the paper and what was being said. I mean, it's called responsibility, and she clearly lacks that. It's her fault. If you hire someone, you can't just hire them and leave everything to them, to be, in their hands completely. But from the video footage I've seen of Shane interviewing Michael, I mean, that Michael, I mean, he wasn't trying to throw Tana under the bus, but it seems like she wasn't being real forthcoming and real cooperative, and she was making a lot of sweeping statements and a lot of promises without having a lot of involvement, which is also, you can't do that. And I think that she's sending a really, really bad message to kids, to people watching these videos, to people following this event. Forget the fact that her content, guys, thank God that she, for herself, for her sake, that she has made some type of success off of these videos and these story times and whatever, these claims to fames about, her, bleach and tone and getting fingered by a freaking toothbrush, whatever, because otherwise that could be life ruining. The internet doesn't go away. Videos are saved, pictures are saved, audio is saved, so it scares me, number one, that she, and people even like Trisha Paytas, okay? And I love Trisha Paytas. She's very entertaining. But if these people hadn't been successful, these videos could ultimately be, detrimental to their life, to their livelihood. Employers see this stuff, guys. Like, please don't look up to people like Tana Mojo, okay? Because... And that's why if I wanted to be a huge YouTuber, I could be controversial. I could put out all kinds of crazy content. But you know what? I don't, because I know that people are going to see this and people are going to see my videos. And it could, people lose their jobs over YouTube videos. People lose their jobs over, scandalous photos on the internet. Like, this stuff doesn't go away. And so not only does she send that type of message to kids to be like crazy and you can get popular making these insane videos, which are actually harmful. But now she's giving people the message that you can make a big mess and not take responsibility for it. And that is so, so irritating to me, because let me tell you guys something. I've been working since I was 15, 16 years old. I've been working in a professional field since I was 20 years old. I come with this video to educate you guys and to make you think and to give you some life experience and some life advice based off of what I've, seen, and to not be naive and to not, idolize these YouTubers and defend them based on bias, because you have to be an objective thinker, whether you love Tana or you hate her. I'm honestly not a fan, but what angers me the most is that she has this huge platform and this huge following, and she's not even taking accountability or responsibility for this, which is 100% her fault. And I don't care if you disagree with me. It's her fault. Her name was on it. It's her idea. She started it. She created it. She hired the people. And if nobody else did research, yes, bad on you. But this is her baby. You know what I mean? She was supposed to be involved. I can't, at my job, say, well, I didn't know this and I didn't know that and I thought this person was handling it or that. That would not fly. And there have been situations where I put my trust in someone else and I thought that they were doing something that they should have been doing. And I was brought in and told, well, what were you doing to make sure that this was going on? Okay? This is how the real world works. You can't make a mess. You can't have a disaster happen and you just pass the blame, because it's not how it works. It's just not. And I mean, I think we're seeing that because people are pissed. There are people who have still not been refunded. People's lives are being ruined. So, I mean, that's why I'm making this video, because it just irritates me. And I don't know how she could, the night the event got canceled of day one, go out and party at Studio 71. I've been having nightmares about this because I just feel so bad watching these kids' videos. Because let me tell you guys something. I have gone to a lot of concerts where I have bought VIP tickets, meet and greets, waited in line for 5, 8 hours to be the first one, front row, first person to meet whoever I wanted to see, blah-de-blah-de. And if this had happened to me, I cannot even imagine. I have never, in all my experiences and VIP experiences and things like this, have I ever experienced what these poor kids went through. And the fact that public statements weren't made and things have not really been done still pisses me off, because I relate to these kids who went to this event and they got nothing. I've been young and spent money that I didn't have to go to a different state and to stand in line and buy a VIP ticket to things. And that is why this bothers me so much, because I see myself in these other kids. And yeah, some of them have gotten to meet Shane, and, you know, some of them, you know, he saw their videos, but for, let's say, 4,500 of them, they've gotten nothing but sunburn and disappointment and loss of, you know, money. And that takes me to my next point, which is, this could have gone so left, and I've been commenting this since this incident happened. I mean, we saw in our community what happened with Christina Grimmie, right? I mean, that was what, 30, I heard people at a meet and greet. The fact that TANA herself didn't verify herself about security, about capacity sizes, about number of tickets sold, that there weren't bathrooms available, that there wasn't water available. I mean, people could have died. People could have died. This could have been a Christina Grimmie incident. It could have been an Ariana Grande concert all over again. People could have gotten sunstroke, heat stroke. Yeah, I mean, these kids have gotten like 2nd and 3rd degree sunburns. I mean, it's potentially cancer. You know what I mean? This is why I get so riled up. And then for you to that night be partying and not doing damage control and not saying, okay, how can we, resolve this for tomorrow to make it up for the next day? It just makes me so angry. And people have like commented back to me on like Instagram and whatever, saying, well, it was her birthday and who wants to be upset? I don't give a shit. Okay? I don't give a shit if it was your birthday. I don't give a shit if it was Christmas. You don't take people's money, you don't make a lot of promises that you can't keep, and then do nothing but pass the blame. And that just speaks to the level of immaturity of TANA. And the fact that she, leading up to this event, wasn't in town, wasn't working on it, herself, was leaving it in somebody else's hands. I mean, even, let's say, Good Times dropped the ball on this. It's still her fault because did you not research them? And in the 3rd video coming up of Shane's, she's saying like, you knew 6 months ago and you stopped working on so-and-so's project, or she's accusing this Michael of being essentially a scam artist. Well, TANA, you still used him. You still sold tickets to the event and you still went through with the event. So what does that say about you? Okay? If you don't properly research somebody, a company, a contractor, a hairdresser, whoever you're hiring to do whatever service you're looking for, that is on you. It is your due diligence to make sure that whoever you're hiring is capable and qualified to do the job. And even then, you should still be asking questions, still be involved, still be looking into things on your own. I mean, I just want to strangle some of these people who are blaming this Michael alone and who are still defending TANA, because how you could say that she's not at fault blows my mind. She's 100% at fault. And another thing that kills me is that this kid, Michael, is like out all of this money that he put into it. Why would he want something to fail? And if he's trying to recoup his income lost by doing a documentary of this event, then I say, you know what? More power to you, because she didn't put 1 red cent, according to him, into this event. He's the one who had everything to lose. He's the one. You know what I want to say to TANA? TANA, reach into those deep Gucci pockets. You're at the W making double me. Okay, reach into those deep freaking pockets and refund these kids out of your own pocket like you said you were going to do. For movie star girlfriend Bella Thorne, have her reach into her freaking pockets and help her out help you out if she loves you so much, and refund all these kids. You refunding them the ticket cost is the very least you could do. They're out flights, they're out Uber money, they're out rental car, hotel money, time off of work, time in general. They've been sunburned, dehydrated. I mean, the very least you could do is refund them the ticket price. And those goodie bags, don't get me started. Don't get me started. Watching some of those kids' videos literally made me want to cry. As you guys know, I'm about to be a mommy. I'm 10, 11 days out from my due date, and thinking about my child going through that, and thinking about if that was me back when I used to go all over the place, which it wasn't that long ago, let me tell you. It really upsets me that some of these kids were crying in their hotel rooms and they got these ridiculous, stupid goodie bags and nothing that they were promised. And the fact that this girl is still shifting the blame to other people and not taking accountability. You know what? Even if you don't know all the answers, even if whatever, you didn't know what was going on, which you should know because it was your event. You come out and you say, you know what, guys, this was a mess. I'm not sure exactly what happened, but, you know, this is my fault, and I will get back to you on how I'm going to make this up to you. You don't just avoid it. You don't just run from it because you're scared. Tana loves to be big and bad and grown when it comes to everything else, but then when this flopped, she's avoiding social media, she's not talking, and she's letting Shane Dawson clean up her freaking mess. Are you kidding me? So not only were you responsible for this mess, but now you're not even going to clean it up yourself. You're going to let somebody else do it. And it's not even like she reached out to him and asked for help. It was initiated by him. He's the one who felt so bad because his name was associated with this event. Which brings me to my next point about these other creators. And I'm going to say it, and don't snatch my extensions. Don't come for me. I honestly don't care. Honestly, if you disagree with me. I know that I haven't seen anything from the Gabby show come out since this event. I could be wrong. You know, this is days after. I haven't seen anything come out from her regarding this event, but I have seen that she's put out some just regular videos like her vampire facial, whatever. I saw Loie Lane's video come out where it was like something about TANA CON and an apology, which was the most insulting video, in my opinion. It was a slap in the face to those kids. If I had been at TANA CON, that video would have been a slap in my face. It was insulting to my sensibilities. And these other creators who have just been completely radio silent and have said nothing about this, but we're all on board and wanted to, you know, if it had been a great success, they'd be all, you know, blasting videos with video footage and blah, blah, blah all over their channels, not saying one freaking word about this. Are you kidding me? What pissed me off so much about Loie's video is that it's basically her partying in Anaheim. Just like, I don't know what's going on, guys. I don't know if I'm going to my meet and greet, guys. Apparently TANA CON's canceled. Then her partying at the club, singing frickin' Post Malone, and going to some steakhouse or some restaurant where steaks are $100. Well, gee, Loie, thank you so much for your compassion and your apology for these kids. I mean, maybe this didn't hurt your pocketbook. Maybe this didn't put a dent in your pocketbook or whatever, you know, didn't hurt you. You made the most out of it. You made a trip out of it. You partied. You went to these expensive restaurants. But for some of these kids, who knows how long they're going to have to repay their parents because they asked for that money, or repay a credit card, or they can't pay, you know, a phone bill or something because of this. I mean, that video was a joke in my mind, a complete joke. You shouldn't have put out anything, in my opinion, Loie, because that video was like a slap in the face to those kids. Honestly, I was insulted by it. I was insulted and I wasn't even at TANA CON. I hope I am remembering everything that I've wanted to say, because this has been brewing and stewing within me, and I've been making comments all over social media about it. But, you know, I feel like it's all over the place, but I have so much like I wanted to say, and I hope I'm remembering all the points I wanted to make, because this just made me so angry. And just seeing Shane's videos where she is crying and acting all hysterical, it's like, grow up. You love to act like you're grown up. You love to act like you're big and bad. You love to act like you know, have everything under control. You didn't want to listen to Miss James Charles when she was trying to tell you, don't do this. You didn't want to take anybody else's advice when they were giving it to you before this flop happened. But now you're going to cry these big crocodile tears. I love you, Shane. I love you. How he even was able to hug and coddle her, I wanted to slap her watching those videos. I really did. It was just so ridiculous to me. It's like you came on with this video originally proposing this like so smug and just arrogant, talking about VidCon and putting down VidCon, and now you're crying in Shane's arms and boo-hooing, and I just don't buy it. I don't buy it. I think she feels bad that it's hurt her ego, that it's hurt her reputation, that she looks like a fool. the whole thing is just so irritating and aggravating to me. It just honestly is. And like I said, the fact that people are still defending her and saying that they love her, I don't know how. You clearly weren't at TANA CON. Honestly, Tana should just be thanking her lucky stars that nobody died. There wasn't a terrorist incident, that, you know, nobody was seriously hurt. People are responding to some of my comments being like, you know, oh, everybody believes everything they see on the internet. Just wait till Shane's third video. I don't have to wait for Shane's video to come out to know who's at fault here. Like I said, the person who's at fault 100% is Tana. Are there other people who could take some responsibility as well, whose fault, you know, it also was that they're in the situation that they're in? Yes. Like Loie, she should have asked. Shane, but he's trying to do something about it. Like all these other creators, they should have asked. They should have gotten the details. They, you know, Good Times, did he take on more than he could chew? His team. Yes, and if Tana was not being forthcoming and not being cooperative, I mean, maybe he should have said, hey, I'm out. Find some other event planner. You know, I would have said, you know what, you're not being cooperative. We're down to this amount of time before the event. I'm going to cancel it. I'm pulling out. I'm going to cut my losses. I'm not saying that other people aren't in the situation they're in because solely of Tana. This event being unsuccessful, it is Tana's fault. It is. And her name was all over it. And if it was me and my name was going to be all over something, you bet your sweet baby Jesus that I would have been 100% significantly involved, you know, in town, not in Hawaii partying, you know, making sure that everything, all my ducks were in a row and everything was going to be run as smooth as possible, because at the end of the day, it's your name on there. You're going to be held responsible. And if she gets sued, you know, honestly, I think good, because she needs to learn some consequences. She needs to learn that you can't do this to people, and you can't make claims and promises and not deliver and then get away with it and just, you know, sweep it under the rug and, you know, have somebody else clean up your mess. It's a bad message to send to kids. She's a bad influencer, in my opinion. She's a poor role model. I really hope kids watch her only for entertainment purposes and don't look up to her and aren't trying to be her, because there are so many other people in this world who are trying to make real change and who use their platforms for good. And I'm not saying that if you're not using your platform, you know, for changing the world, that you can't have a YouTube account or a platform. Some people are entertaining only, you know what I mean? But I hope that these young kids who are watching her realize that this is entertainment only. Don't try to be her. Don't do what she's doing, because, you know, it's not going to end well. I mean, I don't know why these creators thought that Tana could pull through with a convention in 2 months' time when she can't even make it to collabs with other creators. I mean, I don't know if you have seen what went down with her and Channon Rose trying to do collaborations, you know, but apparently she's not a responsible person. And so if I was Good Times and I knew Tana's history and her reputation, I probably wouldn't have agreed to do anything with her. That's on them, unfortunately. Anyway, I hope that, if anything, like, I've made some kind of sense. I hope that I've gotten all my points that I wanted to say out. If not, I'll, like, probably comment on my own, like, down in the video, in the comments of this video myself, just because it's like I've been wanting to say something about it, but I didn't know how to say it or if I should do a video. And I've been thinking about it, watching all these videos of all these kids' experiences, and then Shane's videos, and just comments on YouTube, and I'm honestly mentally exhausted from this whole thing. I don't know if that's coming across in the video, that I'm just drained. So I can only imagine how, you know, some of these people feel. And, you know, that's the other thing I wanted to say. I've heard some rumors. Maybe I should have had that closed. Woo! I've heard some rumors about this Michael guy. And you know what I have to say about that? If it doesn't pertain to this situation, then it's not really relevant. And to bring up, you know, any alleged accusations against him and things against him it's not appropriate in this situation. And if things are true and they end up being true, and if he has a CD past, well, again, that's Tana's fault. She should have done a Google search. She should have done some research. You know, I mean, I don't know what else to say. It's her fault for not researching these people, and it's her team's fault for not, you know, for blowing smoke up her ass and not saying, hey, you know, this really isn't realistic. Let's, you know, whatever. Let's do another date, another time. Let's, you know, do this next year and make it really great. You know, don't be a yes person. If somebody's doing something they shouldn't be doing, or if somebody is asking for your advice and you don't think what they want to do is a good idea, don't be scared to tell people. You don't have to be anyone's yes man. And like James Charles said, he is the best kind of friend to have, because he's going to tell you when you're being wrong, and he's not going to blow smoke up your ass. And I think that that's just, it's important. It's important to be real, and because, like I said, this could have been really, really bad. And I think that's why I wanted to talk about this the most, is because I said, like, it could have been a Christina Grimmie incident. This could have been an Ariana Grande concert situation. I mean, people could have gotten really, really hurt or died. And so I think that's the reason I want to make this video the most. Anyway, guys, I think that's all I have to say on this. Let me know what you guys think down below, and I'll see you all in my next video. Love you guys. Bye.